Article 238 in particular contains some elements of what one would call existential and primordial elements of the existence of Kenya. That Article 238 says that there are certain core interests of Kenya that must be protected. And that's why the organs of national security are established, to make sure that Kenya does not disappear. It survives. Territorial sovereignty of Kenya. That's why our KDF will do whatever it takes to make sure that other nations, enemies of Kenya, don't overrun us. The territorial integrity of Kenya, that no foreign country can violate our airspace, our land, or our sea space. And then it goes on to discuss a few other essential, very, very critical foundational interests of the nation. And so what I was asking, I said maybe the courts needs to think whether we can have a hierarchy of national interests. The general public interest on everything else, and very basic and existential interest on which the survival of the nation rests. Because, for example, when we have had, for example, challenges in allowing the people of Kenya to exercise their rights, which are protected in the Constitution, we have seen, for example, that that right, for example, need also to be balanced in the need to protect the country and constitutional institutions. Because we saw an attempt to violate the Chief Justice's chambers by people who are expressing their rights, which is correct. But you see, if you destroy the emblems that makes the state to exist, burn down parliament, you know, those are extreme measures. And all what I said, just to be brief, I was not prescribing. I was just asking the judges to provide leadership, as is their mandate in the Constitution, to tell us whether there is a hierarchy of interests. Because the other commercial issues, the public interest is easily discernible. But sometimes there could be a conflict between what is popular or what the public is saying and the existence of the state. And I provided evidence at Chapter 1 of the Constitution, which is the foundational principles, and the Article 238 that tells our organs of national security to protect the borders of Kenya, to protect the existence of Kenya and its institutions. That balance the court should help us to interpret. I know I've spoken a lot of English, but that's what it is. I wish you well. It is good to see you. We are going to have regular interactions. On a light note, you know the other job was a bit constraining